Hello everyone and welcome back to the SteemTrail Gaming News. Today is the 14th March of 2018. My name is Kralizec and I will be your host for the evening. Today we got, well, only one real story for you guys. And we have a correction about a story we reported on yesterday. And we will begin with that, a correction on AMD CPU security flaws, and then we will move on to Alibaba, the online store, which some of you may know, the Chinese online store, which is also an Olympic sponsor, wanting esports to be a part of the Olympics. But let's begin with the correction. So yesterday we reported on an Israeli tech company claiming that AMD CPUs have serious security flaws in them, and if you watch yesterday's videos, you can see that I wasn't particularly happy to talk about it because I was hoping it wasn't true, and my hopes have been confirmed. It isn't true. So it seems the company has only been sort of a white knight or a shell of a company. It has existed very shortly. It has almost no capital in it, and it's been actually found to be a producer of adware in the past. Their footage they used in their videos has been mostly stock footage with green screens. And in general, the fact that they only gave AMD 24 hours notice before they published it to media was also somewhat suspicious at the time. But as I said, it has all been proven pretty much fake at this point. So I want to apologize. I done goofed, and I'm not ashamed to acknowledge that. I reported on a fake story and it's just not true. The security flaws may be there in some cases, but mostly they require physical attention to your computer, physical access, and admin rights. And if somebody has admin rights and physical access to your computer, well, they can pretty much do anything to it either way. They can install a keylogger. So it's not really a big thing. Intel has came out, said they are not connected to this in any way. What they did say to Gamer Nexus is Intel had no involvement in the CTS lab security advisory. NVIDIA, I don't think there has been a statement by NVIDIA at this point, but likely they didn't have anything to do with this. What is the current assumption is that the company is sort of a shell company that is being used to manipulate stock prices. And this wouldn't be that of an uncommon thing as you might think. It's just something that happens where some sort of company comes out and said, yeah, so we found this about that company, and they count on their stocks plummeting so they can buy them for cheap, and after it is found that it wasn't true, they can sell them for a higher price. And yeah, that's pretty much the story. And again, I'm very sorry I reported on that yesterday. I should have done more research on it, but it was a fairly new news. There wasn't that much information about it at that point, and I'm again sorry. Hopefully it will not happen very often in the future, because I'm sure it will happen again. Okay, let's move on to the other piece of news. This one is actually gaming related. So one of the sponsors of the Olympic Games, more specifically Alibaba, which you might know as one of the biggest e-commerce companies in the world. It's probably the biggest and the most well-known Chinese e-shop in the world, at least for us Westerners. And it is also an Olympic sponsor up to 2028. And the company wants esports to appear in the Olympic Games as one of the sports you can contest in. So the CEO of ESports, which is now, I'm going to screw this up, Zhang Dozhong, revealed that they're pushing for soccer, car racing, and other games to be endorsed as an official competitive sport. More like, he's talking about games like FIFA, Rocket League, I guess, and a few other games to be endorsed as a competitive sport. Interestingly enough, they're pushing only for non-violent games, games in which you don't shoot, in which you don't fight, which I find very interesting considering sports like judo are parts of the Olympics, things where you actually physically fight. I know usually nobody gets hurt, but still, the art of judo and karate, etc., are made originally for fighting. I wonder, is box an Olympic sport? Box Olympics. I'm not sure at this moment. Yeah, boxing is a sport at the Olympic Games. Why shouldn't violent video games be included if literally punching somebody in the face, that is boxing, is included? That seems ridiculous to me. I think I'm going to make a little bit of a separate video on my main channel about this, probably tomorrow. But at this moment, it just seems ridiculous to me. But in general, the fact that video games should be included in the traditional Olympics seems equally absurd to me. I do not think they are classic sports. I don't argue that they don't deserve their own Olympics. That's what I would like to see. I would like to see an Olympic Games category specifically built for games. You know, because we have the Winter Olympics, we have the Summer Olympics. Why can't we have the Computer Olympics, where we could have a very broad range of games being competed in? We could have, at the moment, we could have tons of MOBAs. We could have games like Counter-Strike. We could have people playing in Rocket League. But not only that, we could even have people like speedrunners attending these competitions. You know, let's have even Tetris there. Let's have Pac-Man. All of these games could easily be implemented. And if anything, I would say that, let's say speedrunning would be somewhat similar to athletics. It's usually done by a single person, and it's about speed, about extreme precision. Then you could have games like MOBAs, which could be considered, you know, your basic team sport, like football or hockey or anything. In the same band, I guess there you could have Rocket League. You know, you could even have an individual there, because Rocket League can be played one-on-one. And then you have games that are purely score-based. Those could be similar to things like shooting. That's another thing. I'll mention that in the video. Violent video games not being included in there. Yeah, shooting is a part of the Olympics. Why can't we have a game that's all about extreme precision? You could have strategic games being there, like StarCraft or etc. being included in the Olympics for video games. They would likely be a smaller event, so you could maybe held them like sometimes. Let's say usually Olympics are held every 4 years. Let's have the esports games held every 5 years, and every 5 years there would be a decision on which games should be included. I think that would be a fair thing. But anyways, I'm actually okay with Alibaba pushing for this, because it is bringing esports into the spotlight. Into the more mainstream sort of view. I don't believe it is time yet to try to push for, yeah, we are also sports people. No, we are not. We are gamers. We should never try to push ourselves as sportsmen. We are not. We are gamers. That's what we are, and that's our identity. We should try to have that identity and not change it into something else. We are not professional athletes. Some of us may be professional gamers, but most aren't. Same way as most people are somewhat sportish, and they could be considered athletes, but most of them aren't professional athletes in any sense of the world. Okay, and with that being said, that's going to be it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Again, sorry about yesterday. I just did a correction, hoping that that will fix it. With that being said, leave a comment about the Olympics. Would you like to see a special kind of Olympic Games that will be tailored specifically for video games? And be sure to tune in tomorrow for more gaming news, as we are a source of daily gaming news every single day. See you guys later with more gaming content.